What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I'm feeling like 100 grand.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Wise.
Dr. Jeremy Wise here, founder of InspiredInsider.com, where I talk with inspirational entrepreneurs and leaders. Today is no different. I have Sarah Bundy of allinclusivemarketing.com. And Sarah, before I formally introduce you, I always like to point out other episodes people should check out of the podcast. You know, one that keeps coming up over and over, actually, this is the part of the Top Agency series. I had Gino Wickman on, who he wrote the book Traction. He started EOS, and I feel like a lot of agencies mention his book as something that's one of their favorite books. So check that episode out. Also, I did an episode with Kevin Hurrigan of Spinutech. So it's interesting. He had an agency since 1995. So he talks about business, the internet, you know, his journey as an agency owner, the ups and downs. So that was a really interesting episode, and that many more on InspiredInsider.com. And this episode is brought to you by Rise 25. Rise 25, we help businesses give to and connect to their dream relationships and partnerships. And how do we do that? We do that by helping you run your podcast. We're an easy button for a company to launch and run a podcast. And we do the accountability, the strategy, and the full execution. Sarah, we call ourselves the kind of the magic elves that run in the background and make it look easy for the host so they can create amazing content. They can actually run their business and also create amazing relationships. So for me, the number one thing in my life is relationships. I'm always looking at ways to give to my best relationships. And I found no better way over the past decade to profile the people and companies I most admire and share with the world what they're working on. So if you thought about podcasting, you should. If you have questions, go to rise25.com or email support@rise25.com. And you can check Sarah's podcast out too, which she'll talk about. But I'm excited to introduce Sarah Bundy. She's the founder and CEO of All Inclusive Marketing, and they're an affiliate management agency based in Vancouver. They deliver experience-driven results for e-commerce startups all the way to billion-dollar brands around the world. She was actually recognized as a top 40 under 40, top 100 female entrepreneur in Canada, and is listed amongst the most innovative, influential leaders in digital marketing space. And she's also a sought-after keynote speaker and author. And actually this year, Sarah founded 4 female founders on LinkedIn, helping women in business thrive, not just survive. And Sarah, thanks for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Talk about, and just start off talking about, what you do and all-inclusive marketing.
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you. So I founded All Inclusive Marketing back in 2009. We have a full service affiliate program management strategy and consultation business. And we help businesses mainly in the United States and Canada grow their businesses through performance-based partnerships. So if anyone has not heard of affiliate marketing, it's basically partnership and relationship marketing, like you said. And when somebody promotes a product or a service and they help to transact a sale or transact a lead, or someone wants to see a demo or download something, the person who drove that transaction gets paid a commission. So think of it like having a really robust online sales force that works on a commission base. Okay, so we manage affiliate marketing programs. I've been in the affiliate marketing industry for about 20 years. I actually just last month had the privilege of keynoting the largest affiliate marketing conference in North America called Affiliate Summit West. And that kind of finished up the loop of largest affiliate marketing conferences that I've been able to keynote. So I was able to keynote Affiliate World Asia, as well as PI Live in London. It's the biggest show in Europe. So we are definitely known as thought leaders in the space, and we help brands in the B2B space with lead gen. We help brands mostly in SaaS, that one, in B2C, so e-commerce. So that includes travel, hospitality brands, e-commerce from home and garden to health and wellness, fashion and beauty, fashion and apparel, I should say, all the way up to sports recreation, and specialize in Canada and the United States.
Before we get into, because, by the way, if you're listening to the audio, there's a video component to this. and we're on allinclusivemarketing.com. You can see, I want to talk about some of these. We're on the services page, but I want to talk about your real performance marketing approach. Before we do, what'd you talk about at Affiliate Summit?
Oh, thank you. Yes, this keynote was actually a first of its kind panel, which highlighted all of the leading technologies in the world who track affiliate marketing programs and partnerships. There were 5 CMOs from these leading technologies. I put this panel together with the help of the Affiliate Summit coordinators, and by accident, the entire panel happened to be incredibly accomplished women in business. And so in our industry, it was the first time that the caliber and power of those global brands were on stage together talking about the future of partnerships, the future of technology, the future of what expertise is needed for people to remain competitive in the space. And it was so positive. It was incredibly collaborative. And I think everybody kind of left that keynote feeling really empowered and excited about the future of affiliate and partnership marketing.
What were some of the technologies?
So the 5 technologies on stage were awin.com, impact.com, Rakuten Advertising, Partnerize, and CJ Affiliate, so cj.com. So those technologies, also known as affiliate networks and tracking platforms, are basically the way that the ecosystem tracks all of those transactions and relationships. And they also act as a bank, for lack of a better term. And they are the ones that facilitate the payments to the partners when commissions are earned. So they empower, they create the foundation, they empower the relationships and the tracking so that people like us who manage affiliate programs and bring affiliates into those programs can have a centralized place to give them their campaigns and their assets and their creatives, and then also pay them for their efforts and for their results.
There's so many moving pieces when it comes to that, and that's just one of them. What was from that panel, what was a favorite story or lesson that you took out?
I think that it was interesting because every person who was on that stage, every CMO had their own perspective, their own story, strengths that and ideas that they wanted to bring to the industry. And we've had instances in our past, our history, where sometimes those companies, or just companies in general, will get on stage and they'll kind of disagree with each other, but it turns a little bit too personal and it's not about the advancement of the industry. And I think as a whole, what I appreciated most about that particular panel was that it became a conversation about how do we push this industry forward? What are the stats, reports? There's industry benchmark reports that they were sharing. There's the conversation around what's the value that affiliate and partnerships bring to growth for companies all over the world when they're thinking about it from a multi-channel perspective. You know, you've got brands who are investing billions of dollars into Google and into Facebook, Meta, and into all these different social campaigns, but the cost of those is getting really expensive. And so we need to think about how do we diversify that reach and how do we use our budgets to become more efficient. And a lot of the conversation was around how to do that collectively as an industry in partnership so that we can showcase the value that we have as affiliate marketing experts to bring this solution to the world, especially during a recession, especially when money is expensive to borrow, right? So this being able to lean on performance-based partners that are typically a much lower cost of consumer acquisition or customer acquisition is a conversation that everybody was enjoying having together, despite the differences in opinion and despite some of the different backgrounds. So that I really enjoyed. And then a lot of the CMOs on stage were talking about the skills that were needed in order to be effective in affiliate marketing, effective in innovation, effective in thought leadership, effective leaders. Right. So it was a combination of what is the opportunity that is affiliate marketing for brands out there, especially if they're not investing in it yet, including what are some of the challenges, right? Why have companies not invested sooner into affiliate marketing? Whether that's compliance or lack of awareness, or that affiliate is too small of a current piece of their revenue to pay much attention to it. So how do we help shift that conversation? And how do we get some more of that budget to be reallocated to what is performance-based outcomes because it is a more cost-effective way to grow a business. So all of those things were great conversations in this particular panel anyway.
How can companies invest in these performance-based partnerships?
Yeah, great question. So I think first let's talk a little bit about how the ecosystem is sort of structured, because it will make more sense, I think, to know what all the moving pieces are. So you'll have a brand, right? You'll also known as an advertiser. So these are the companies that are selling a product or a service. Okay. You've got the affiliates, who are known as the performance-based partners or publishers. These guys could be a coupon and deal site. They could be a loyalty or cashback site. A lot of people have heard of Honey. They've heard of Rakuten Rewards. Those are examples of affiliates in the cashback and rewards sector. Retail Me Not is an example of an affiliate in the coupon sector. Lots of people use these. You've got content creators, and those content creators could be people who have their own blogs. They could be social influencers, or just people who are engaged in social communities. So even down to the point where if you're on Facebook, right? So you're on Meta, and let's say you love cars and you're part of a big car group, right? There's 700,000 people who are part of this particular type of car group, and they're super engaged, and they're buying and selling cars, and they're talking about their car parts and like how they've upgraded their cars, all these things. The admin of that group could be monetizing their Facebook group through affiliate marketing partnerships. So there's the communities, there's the review and comparison sites, the content creators, video YouTubers often partake in affiliate marketing to help monetize their channels. So there's a very diverse type of partnership opportunity that's out there for brands. And I think the best way to think about affiliate marketing compared to, say, PR or what you might pay an influencer to go do a campaign, they execute on that content piece, and then the revenue stops and the partnership stops after that content piece is done. Affiliates is more long-term. There's longevity to it. And because these affiliates are earning after sales take place, they promote it for a further period of time. And oftentimes the brand will receive a lot more money, and the affiliate will also earn a lot more money. So people might consider affiliate marketing as a monetization strategy or a monetization model more so than a channel, because it actually encompasses all of the digital marketing channels that a company could invest in. So they're shifting their budget towards things that are more outcome-based versus things that are more top of funnel and not guaranteed to drive revenue. And I think that awareness is part of what the challenge is that a lot of brands don't know that that's something that they can do, that it can be measured, that the data is there, that the tracking is there, that the attribution is there to attribute a sale driven by an affiliate versus a sale driven by a Facebook or Meta ad, or a sale driven by an email newsletter. So I think a lot of it is really understanding, how does it work? What are the opportunities and capabilities? Who are the different types of partners? Which tracking technology should I use to track all of these things and have that transparency, like the 5 that I'd already mentioned before? But then you also need to have somebody who's driving the ship, right? You need a captain. You need somebody who's, the chauffeur of the car. You might have the passengers in the back seat. You might have the vehicle itself, but unless somebody actually knows where they're going and there's fuel in the vehicle, it's not going to go anywhere, right? So that's where affiliate managers come in. And that's what our company does. We help manage, scale, grow, fuel the growth and the trajectory of those affiliate programs and partnerships. And it takes work, similar to SEO, right? You're not going to just, like search engine optimization, you can't just put up a website and hope that you're going to rank #1 in Google, right? There's a lot of work that needs to be done in order for that to happen. And then if you're lucky enough for that to happen, there's still more work that needs to be done to keep you there, right? Otherwise, someone else takes over. So affiliate marketing is a lot like that. It takes time to build up, takes time to scale, but once you're there, you got to sustain it, and it can be a huge revenue driver. We have some clients that have 25 to 30% of their revenue driven through partnerships, performance-based partnerships. Some of the largest brands that we manage, they're multi-billion-dollar clients or companies. They have 3 to 5% that might be driven by affiliate, which to them is a very small piece, but that can still account for a few multiples of millions of dollars in revenue, right? So yeah, it's a bit of a scale, and it works for all kinds of different companies. I'll pause there so you can ask more questions, but hopefully that answers a little bit
No,
about
that's great. And, I have several more questions, but obviously I mean, to me, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. It seems like a no-brainer. Why would you not do it? You only pay someone for someone buying something.
correct.
But seems like a no-brainer, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe it's more of an awareness thing. And maybe, like you said, it's a perception thing that people like, well, we could put our energy there, but we could do something else also. And, I know before we started chatting or before we hit record, you mentioned, risks or challenges. I'm like, well, maybe have you talk about some of those, or what are people's obstacles there? Because I don't know, to me, it seems like kind of a no-brainer in a
Yeah,
sense.
today it is a no-brainer for sure. Historically, so affiliate marketing has been around for about 25 years. Like I said, I've been in it, well, I guess 27 years. I've been in it for about just over 20. When it first started, it was the Wild West. We didn't have the technology back then to understand how affiliates were promoting and what they were specifically doing. And we didn't have the compliance measures in place to be able to hold them accountable to anything in particular. So lack of tracking, lack of transparency, lack of compliance, lack of rules and regulations, and lack of expertise because it was a new industry, right? So even somebody who had been an affiliate manager for 2 years didn't necessarily know all of the tactics that affiliates could use to drive transactions, right? So in the early years, it did have a bad rap, right? Lots of affiliates decided to cheat systems and like hold their cards very close to their chest and say, this is how much you owe me, but they wouldn't tell people how they were promoting and if it was cannibalizing other channels or anything like that. And because the advertisers didn't have the tracking, attribution, and data to actually see what was happening, they could get away with a lot of different things. So that was what was happening kind of in the early years of
The
affiliate
risk was like a reputation thing at that point.
It was, yeah. And unfortunately, it scared a lot of brands away.
That's why
So
I like performance-based partnerships is a much better term.
yeah,
Personally,
performance-based
maybe, I don't know.
partnerships. That's
Then
what it's
affiliates, I don't know. Yeah.
That's what it's turned into today. So today,
Yeah.
the ecosystem, the landscape, the landscape is known as performance-based partnerships, where traditional affiliate is a piece of that. Influencers is a piece of that now. Content creators is a piece of that now, right? So that's why now we've sort of shifted the thinking of affiliate marketing and performance-based marketing is a monetization approach to growth versus a channel, right? And all of those challenges that were historically issues and concerns, which were totally valid issues and concerns, have been mitigated now because of the transparency, the advancements in technology, the advancements in compliance. FTC has requirements, GDPR has requirements. Everybody has to be compliant or else they can't play. They get kicked out, they get fined, so people are following the rules. Brands are investing in it. The advancements in technology, even how affiliates might use AI or the networks might use AI to scale things and create some efficiencies is wonderful. It's brilliant. It's working. And you need to have people. The other thing is that a lot of brands didn't have affiliate managers or agencies that knew what to look out for and proactively manage accounts. So it turned into a little bit of a free-for-all because nobody was there. It was like having a classroom, and for 8 hours, you'd have the students monitoring themselves or nobody, like they're all in the same room together. There's no teacher, there's no like adult monitor. You need to have somebody who's there to manage, supervise, guide, lead, and kind of keep people going in the direction that they need to go. So for brands that are looking to invest in affiliate marketing today, they can be rest assured now knowing that the compliance issues have been fixed, that the technology, transparency, attribution issues have been fixed, that bad players in the space can't get away with stuff very easily anymore, if at all. There's a lot more great players in this space, amazing value add affiliates, technologies that help with conversion optimization on a person's website, but get paid on an outcome base. You've got affiliates who have massive opt-in email lists where people want them to email them. And it's a very specific audience that a brand could really benefit from that they would never be able to reach on their own accord, but they can through an affiliate partner. So some of the benefits that brands are seeing today by investing in affiliate are increased reach, right? So getting into new markets that they otherwise can't reach on their own. increased conversion rates, which they otherwise would not be able to increase on their own, just because a third party is saying, influence is such a big thing now. Education is such a big thing now. When you get a comparison site or a review site and they're saying this is 5-star compared to this, or here's all the features and benefits I love about these particular products and services compared to these, that helps convert buyers into loyal customers, first-time buyers, and then into loyal customers and into retained customers. Affiliates even have the opportunity to help with upselling, cross-selling, increasing lifetime value, right? So there's all these super benefits. And if you think about it from a brand perspective, a lot of these affiliates are putting out this content, the brand exposure, the product exposure, and that exposure doesn't cost the advertiser anything because they're only paying on the outcome in most cases, right? So they get all these extra benefits, and then all of the risks that were there historically have been kind of mitigated over the last few years. So the opportunity is huge now, and we are seeing a lot more companies coming in and investing in it because of the opportunity for scale and growth and incrementality that they haven't been able to see by only investing in the usual traditional channels.
As a company, Sarah, what's interesting, when you first started till now, I'm curious of the evolution of niche. Because there's so many rabbit holes, like when you say influencers, it could, if you just talk about health and beauty, for example, there's like so many people and so many sites and so many things to manage there as opposed to, so where did you decide on, okay, I'm going to start with this niche or niches, and then how did it evolve? And I'm showing the site here. We can see, today there's like B2B and SaaS, there's gaming, electronics, travel and hospitality, fashion apparel, health and beauty, home and garden. Take me back to when you first started.
Yeah, I appreciate the question. Thank you. So when I started the company, I was on my own. I started as a solopreneur. I was actually 6 months pregnant, and I was like, hey, let's start a family and a business at the same time, because why not? And when I had left the corporate world to start my own agency, I had actually been the in-house affiliate manager for a company called Clearly. It was known as Coastal Contacts in the United States. I was fortunate enough to be able to join that team very early on. It's one of Canada's biggest e-commerce success stories. Roger Hardy, who is the founder and CEO of Coastal Contacts and Clearly, in the beginning took me under his wing, and I was able to learn so much about running a business, growing a culture, gazelle companies, structure, operations, marketing. It was so awesome. And I joined that company as the sales manager for the call center and did a really great job of helping the team understand how to solve problems better, faster, and higher value than anybody else, and create the structure for them to successfully be able to do that. So when Roger and the Clearly executive team sort of saw the sales lifting, they said, Sarah, we want you to take over our online sales force as well. And I said, great, what's that? And they're like, it's an affiliate program. There's about 1,000 affiliates in there. Nobody's really managing it. They're just kind of there. Can you take over and help them do the same? So that's how I got into it. I spent 3 years in e-commerce, selling contact lenses and glasses through partnerships. And so a lot of the first clients that we had, our very first client when I left was actually a company called Eyeglasses 123. And they sold name brand sunglasses, Ray-Bans and Gucci and Armani and things like that. So I kind of took some of that expertise of e-commerce and the specific niche market and translated it into the ability to support these guys through their sunglass sales. From there, we got some more referrals, and that was e-commerce as well. So e-commerce can be sort of complementary. You get one of the nice things about working with affiliates is that if you're working with an affiliate that's selling sunglasses, chances are they'll also be promoting apparel, or they might be promoting travel brands, because there's a complement to all of those things, right? So then from e-commerce, we actually started to take on travel and hospitality clients for 2 reasons. One, it was a nice complement to the existing client base that we had, so people could sell apparel and travel in the same go. But also, before I got into e-commerce, I was actually a travel agent for a year. And I worked for a company called Flight Center, and became one of their top customer service / salespeople in the year that I was there before I went to Coastal. And what ended up happening was that I was thinking about later when I had my agency, I was thinking about how can I get some travel clients? right? It's a perfect complement. So I actually ended up going to the Vancouver Travel Show and Expo in person. And I went table to table introducing myself. And while I was there, I went to the Flight Center table, and the CMO of the company would happen to be there. I introduced myself, let him know that I used to work for Flight Center. We talked about how to sell products, and because I was a top salesperson at Flight Center, and I said, now I run an agency that does this through online salespeople. Are you interested in partnering on this? Let's give it a shot. And he said, absolutely, yes. So we actually set up Flight Center's first affiliate marketing program that was actually a pay-per-call program where people would call into the call centers and inquire and do their bookings. It ended up becoming such a success that they actually had to pause the program at one point because they couldn't take the influx of all the calls coming in. They didn't have enough people to actually answer phones. So we did have to tone it down and pause at one point so they could staff up and finish their training. But yeah, like affiliate marketing is so great. It works in so many different ways for so many different brands. But that's how I got into it. E-commerce first because of my time at Clearly, and then travel as a second category because of my time at Flight Center. From there, we closed a bunch of travel brands over the years. And travel actually was our largest category until COVID hit. And then unfortunately, with nobody traveling during the first 2 years of COVID, we had to pause or cancel all of those contracts with our travel brands because they had to sustain, right? So we ended up shifting into B2B then. And we can talk a little bit about that if you want to. But now that COVID has sort of gotten through most of the challenge of being able to travel and people are traveling again, we're back. We're seeing an influx again of travel related opportunities for growth for brands. And that's something that we're continuing to pursue and provide some really great services around again. So
talk about NetSuite. Since we're talking about B2B.
Yeah, so NetSuite is one of our largest B2B clients, NetSuite by Oracle. This was actually a really interesting story because I love really innovative companies who are willing to test, that are willing to try, right? And I kind of feel like affiliate marketing and partnership marketing is a wonderful opportunity for brands to test and try things on a performance basis. Before they have to put a lot of money into something, they can test and try different campaigns, different types of content, different types of distribution channels, right? So when COVID hit, our travel brands paused. We had to think about how to pivot to make up some of that revenue. We didn't want to lose any of our staff. So we had to figure out, okay, where can we go? Where can we service? And one of the areas that we noticed needed help too was the B2B space, because a lot of those companies would have historically done their sales in person at conferences or taken their clients to dinners or things like that, but they couldn't anymore because of COVID. So we said, well, look, why don't you guys think about doing lead generation and connecting with your potential buyers through ebooks, through white paper downloads, through demos of your products. We will help drive leads. We have two metrics that kind of count in the B2B world, the lead gen SaaS world, and those are marketing qualified leads, MQLs, and sales qualified leads, SQLs. And so they said, sure, we're willing to test it out. And they gave us a budget that we could work with for the first 6 months. We had to figure out how to get this off the ground. And it worked. It didn't work. We didn't blow it out of the water in the first 6 months because it was a new category for us back then. This was 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. So we didn't blow it out of the water in the first 6 months, but we did enough in the first 6 months that they were very interested. And they're like, okay, there's something to this. Like, let's double down on our budgets. So for the next 6 months, they doubled down on their budgets, and that blew up. Like, we took off on that one because we had learned from the first 6 months. We had more to work with. We had won some new partnerships that were phenomenal B2B partnerships who understood how to convert business to business buyers. And then from there, we've been scaling. So NetSuite Oracle not only has been one of the most amazing clients for us to work with, because every time we come to them with new opportunities, new ideas, innovative things that we want to try, they're like, yes, try it, test everything. And we love that. That's some of the programs that work the best are the ones who are like, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. And we test and learn and adjust as needed. And where it's working, double down, triple down, quadruple down. Where it's not working, reallocate budget to something that we can test again, right? So, what
are some examples of that, the testing? Because you said there's so much you can test, right? There's ebooks, there's white papers, there's content. And what levers are you pulling, and what do you helping them test so that they did experience obviously a lot of growth in that segment?
Yeah, thank you. So part of the tests are around different partner types, right? So we might test a comparison site versus a loyalty cashback site that specializes in small businesses or B2B, right? We might test different forms of white papers, different landing pages with different calls to action, different kind of incentives and offers, right? So we also have to think about when it comes to business and SaaS lead gen, it's a very different type of buyer than someone trying to buy some Nike running shoes. When you're buying a $30,000 product to help you operate your business, it's a longer sales cycle. Affiliates want to be compensated differently because of the price point and the difficulty of getting someone to be convinced to move further down the funnel, right? And the metrics that you track are different, right? You can track a $200 or $150 Nike shoe sale with one transaction. That's the conversion. They get paid the commission on that. But when you're doing something that has multiple touch points over a longer period of time, and there could even involve a salesperson that has to call back, then you got to do things like plug into the CRM, right? Let's say they use
It's got to be tagged something, because like if it comes in, the person may buy 8 months later, and they may have come in, they emailed, but then they may have done a demo with one person, then had questions, and a demo, and then a conversation. Like 8 months later, you forget how this person even come to us.
Exactly, you got it. And so there are specializations that there are nuances of B2B SaaS that you need to understand in order to really make it successful. And that's where a lot of B2B companies come to us to work with us, because we have now all of that time and history. Our clients are NetSuite, Unbounce, BigCommerce, Sana. Like, we've got a wonderful list of B2B brands that we work with. And I think that being able to understand the technology passback is a piece of it, but understanding who those partners are, what's going to render with the buyer, what kind of assets work versus not historically, what kind of budgets. We even have to be creative in the payouts sometimes. So, maybe one affiliate might want to earn on MQLs, marketing qualified leads. A different affiliate might want to be paid out on sales qualified leads. A different affiliate might want to be paid out on a converted sale at a higher percentage of a $30,000, invoice. And then another affiliate might want a CPC, a cost per click, way up front, or a combination. There's hybrid models in there too. So it's a little bit complex, and we need to understand, to get to that ideal cost of acquisition, what are all the different formulas that you can use for different partner types that'll help us get there at as cost-effective way as possible. And that's what we do for a living. So yeah. But a lot of companies will plug into the CRM. So let's say you use Salesforce, and let's say somebody wants a demo, goes into their Salesforce system, and then a salesperson calls them back and manually moves them down the funnel, right? So there's different stages in a CRM. So maybe it goes, eventually when it goes from contract sent to closed won, the tracking technology can track when it changes to closed won and passes it back to the affiliate so that we can compensate them. There's only a couple of affiliate networks that do B2B really well. One of them is called PartnerStack. They're actually based in Toronto, Canada. They're one of the best in the B2B space. That's what they specialize in. So there's good stuff out there.
It's a lot of work, Sarah, for you. Do you prefer a company come with already an affiliate program, or because this one, like, you're starting them from scratch, you're actually starting an affiliate program? So I'm curious what your preference is, because I know you've done both. You probably come in, they have some kind of existing infrastructure. What is your preference?
Yeah, so we definitely service both. The easier ones for us are the existing affiliate marketing programs, because the foundation is there. The tech is usually set up already, and they usually already have a group of affiliates. So we can build on that, whether we're doing new recruitment campaigns to bring in new partners, whether we're just outreaching to those existing partners and reactivating them, or building relationships, understanding their audiences, and creating some custom pieces so that they can be more successful through better conversions or higher average order values or better branding. We'll introduce a content play, and we can push out campaigns, right? So the established programs are the best. and the easiest for us to scale up. I will say that an established brand is the easiest way to build an affiliate program. It's very difficult to build an affiliate program if nobody knows who the brand is. It's not been heard of. They don't have any existing marketing channels running except for affiliate, because affiliates are going to put their skin in the game, right? So if they don't know that the brand is good, that the product resonates well with customers, it has no reputation, it's difficult for an affiliate who's entirely commission-based to want to go and put their time and their money behind it. So it is important for brands to hit a certain threshold or invest a certain amount to get it to a point where affiliates will take it and run with it. On the flip side, really quick, new programs that are starting from scratch, there are huge, there are billion-dollar brands that still don't have affiliate marketing programs, which is unfortunate because—
What are a few? Do you have any?
I don't want to name any right now publicly, but you can find them. One of the easiest ways to see who has an affiliate program or not is either to go to their website, scroll to the bottom of their page, and in their footer, they'll usually have a partnership program link or an affiliate link. Or if you go sign up as an affiliate to any of those big 5 affiliate networks I talked about, you can look and see who has programs already. So then you can do the math and figure out who does not. Now, that said, more than 80% of companies today have active affiliate marketing programs. So there's about actually it's less than 20% of big brands don't have affiliate marketing programs yet. What's happening with those brands, though, is that they're giving all of those sales to their competition. So if an affiliate program does not exist, then the competition is leveraging partners to reach audiences that they can't reach on their own, and they're capitalizing on market share that the other company without an affiliate program is not getting. So it's a way to expand your reach and growth that is difficult to do if you're not doing if all you're leaning on is your email marketing campaigns, your Meta and your Google, then you're leaving money on the table.
I want to talk about team for a second and the evolution of the team, because you're very pregnant, you start your company. Talk about some of the evolution of the hires to now you have a president.
You do.
Who's helping run the company. So start me from the beginning a little bit and just take me through maybe a quick evolution history.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I started the company in 2009, my goal was to be a great mom and to take immaculate care of a client or two. And I use the term immaculate care purposefully because mediocrity drives me nuts. The good enough mentality is awful, especially when you're in a service-based industry and when you value expertise and quality, right? So I wanted to make sure that whichever clients we brought on, we could take such unbelievable care for that they would never have to worry about anything. They would know that we had their backs, we'd show up, our response rates were huge, and that the results were there. So for me, by myself, I could only manage one client at the beginning. That client got so big that within 10 months, I came to my husband, his name's Ian, and I came to my husband, Ian, and I said, hey, babe, Kai, my son, he's crawling around, business is busy. I either need to hire help at work, I can hire an assistant, or I can hire a nanny, or you can quit your job and come join and be my business partner and help with baby at home and help with the paperwork and the organization and the admin and stuff in the background. And we had a little laugh about it. And then 3 days later, he came back and he's like, actually, I love that idea. I think I'm on board. And I'm like, okay, if you're serious, I'm serious. He's like, I'm serious. So he quit his job as a financial analyst at Raymond James after 7 years in the financial industry with a very lovely career and came on board as my partner at AIM. And then the two of us did everything. We managed every account. We brought in some more accounts, some more clients, had a second child. So now we have a baby and an arm each, and taking phone calls, answering emails, servicing clients, recruiting affiliates, working on campaigns, building newsletters, looking at all the reports and data, doing all the compliance, did everything for 3 years, just the two of us. And then we kept getting referrals from people who were being happily taken care of because who doesn't like being immaculately taken care of? And we were turning away so much business. We were like, this is ridiculous. We actually need to create a company so that we stop turning away this business. So we started hiring contractors to help us to service some of the business that we had. And then more business would come in. We built it up to, I think we had 18 people in the company, just managing various things, had to convert. We started to bring in employees. We hit 35 people at one point. In 2016, we actually became one of Canada's fastest growing companies. We made the Profit 500 list for the first time. And we actually won company of the year, best company in BC out of 400,000 businesses in BC. And then we were on the global map, right? And then in 2020, we actually ended up getting acquired by a wonderful company called Plus Company. If you look up pluscompany.com, you'll see all of the amazing network of absolutely brilliant and innovative agencies that they have in their group. We did our due diligence. We interviewed them as hard as they interviewed us. We didn't just want to, be acquired by anybody. And they've been outstanding. Love working with them, and everything that, we talked about prior to the acquisition, which I was very nervous would actually happen on the back end, has happened, and then some. They are so awesome. They've put their money where their mouth is. All the things that I'd hoped for in regards to the culture, how they support our team, how they support growth, the resources that they promised us. We've been getting all of that and more. And so in September of last year, we actually were able to hire a president. They supported us bringing in a new president. His name is Charlie Calabrese. He basically oversaw all of operations for one of the very large affiliate networks we talked about called Partnerize. And when I approached him, I had known him for about a decade, and he was kind of this like big brother figure to me. Over the 10 years, I'd go to him and with all these weird challenges, and I'd say, what would you do in this case? Or how do I get over this roadblock? Or can you review this contract for me? I don't even know how to interpret this. And he was always gracious and gave me wonderful advice throughout the 10 years that I had known him. And so when I approached him, he's like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Like, he calls me lady. Hey, lady, how's it going? And so when I brought this opportunity to him, I think he was pretty floored, pretty surprised. But, he's an outstanding person, very well respected and well known in the industry. And he's just a powerhouse. He knows what he's doing. So I was confident bringing him on. He wanted the opportunity. And so he started in September. Ian retired in December. So after 14 and a half years of running the company with me, Ian was able to step out and do the things that he loves now. I am now also not in the day-to-day operations. So even though I don't have team ops, finance, tech reporting to me or anything like that, I still get to be involved in growing the industry and AIM and advocating for all things affiliate marketing, and it makes me happy. So,
Sarah, I want to be the first one to thank you. There's a lot to unpack here, but I know we're ending the time. But I just want to thank you for sharing your lessons, your story. It's really remarkable what you've created from inception until now and continue to do. And I want to encourage people to check out allinclusivemarketing.com to learn more and more episodes of the podcast. And thanks, Sarah, and we'll see everyone next time.
See you soon.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sailing right now. I'm feeling like 100 grand.